So I went to Iceland for a week. I mean, it was a week, but it felt like a month. It was amazing. I booked a trip, a group trip, because I wanted to sort of go by myself, but not be by myself. And so I booked a group trip, which was great. I had a lovely group. Everybody was just so nice, really friendly, and I didn't feel alone. So that was great. And I just really wanted to see the Northern Lights at least once in my life, which is why I chose for Iceland. And so I just did it all by myself, and I don't really get how I did that. I'm usually really scared of doing something like that, but I managed to do it, and I loved it, and I did not regret anything, even though it was expensive and scary, but it was all 100% worth it. And I'll show you why. It all started with a train ride, a 3-hour plane flight, and then a bus ride to our first location, which was this beautiful waterfall, Godafoss it was called. After the waterfall, we went to have lunch in this restaurant, and it was really delicious. And then we went to this bird museum, and first our tour guide told this really great and detailed story of the people of Mývatn. Mývatn is the place where we stayed. It's this lake, and in the summer it's filled with teeny tiny flies or mosquitoes. And those flies are really important because that's why a lot of fish live there and a lot of birds, and also a lot of people, because the people can catch the fish and live off of that. So he told this great story. I'm not gonna retell it because I forgot a lot of details. But that was already a great first day. And yeah, then he showed us the bird museum. The owner just collected over the years just birds that live in that area. And it was a really small building, but it was like packed full of these taxidermied birds. And it was actually really interesting to see all those different species.
Here on the left, you see the positioning system, the rocks put up like this. You see they're very clear in the landscape because the wind kind of whips around it as it hits it. And this, we call it LPS instead of GPS. It's a local positioning system instead of global. And these stretch back hundreds of years. And this particular row of cairns, as they're called, or vörður in Icelandic, they reach all the way to the glacial river, about 40 kilometers away from here, and to the ferry point, and there it goes in separate directions, whether you want to go north or south.
And day 3 was very, very windy. So first we went to these volcanic mud pools, which were really, really cool, but it was really cold because, again, the wind was just blowing all of the snow and cold air in your face, which was not very pleasant, but it still looked really, really cool. Then after that, we got a tour of a place where they bake bread. Well, they don't really call it baking because the bread is getting done underground, and the hot steam, cooks the bread sort of. And it looked kind of gross, but it tasted really nice. It's just this really warm and dense, soft bread. I can't really explain it, but it was really nice. And then after that, I had an additional horse riding excursion, which was awesome. I was actually the only one that went, not only from my group, but on that day. So I went together with 2 guides, and we went on the ice of the Mývatn lake, and it was really cool. Eventually the wind lied down as well. there were these really cute birds flying around the little church. And so I took a lot of photos, and after that, it was finally time to see the Northern Lights. These were so cool. They weren't very strong, so in real life you don't really see it as well as you see on the photographs, because the camera just takes a picture of like several seconds. But still, it was really awesome to see it in real life. Just the whole thrill of it all, and everybody was so excited. It was really, really fun.
I'm just enjoying the aroma. People really love it in the car here. Oh, yeah?
Splish, splash,
Taking a
only in Iceland.
I'm not going.
Pussy. We don't have a towel. This is what I needed to get to start the day, you know. And then what we do after this? What do you think we do after this? We go roll in the snow. You get dry. Drop and roll.
Rock and roll. Whoa! Hey! That was not intelligent!
That was probably the worst idea I've ever done.
Oh, sorry.
So after that we went to Dettifoss, which is a really awesome waterfall. It's, I think, the strongest or fastest flowing waterfall of Europe. It's even more powerful in the summer, but even in the winter it was really awesome to see. And there was a lot of snow in that area, and we had these spikes under our shoes because we just basically walked on a lot of ice.
Another 2.
Like this. Watch out. Be careful. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
And that was already the last day, basically. And then it was time to head home.